Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another What You Think video. It's been a hot minute.
Twice.
I know that. I know it's been a hot minute. We're back. We're here discussing this new Superman trailer that just dropped, and we're gonna be talking about kind of like our thoughts. It's not gonna be a full breakdown. We're just gonna be talking about quick thoughts and like DC studios in general. I'm Alvan.
It's me, Omid.
How's it going, guys? It's me, Amir.
Oh, it feels so good to hear that again. Am I right?
The boys are back.
The boys
are back in town.
So, we all know the Superman trailer dropped on your birthdays. So,
yes,
give us your quick thoughts on the trailer.
Omid, do you want to go first since you're the resident?
Yeah. Sorry, I was John. I will go first. So, as everyone knows, I am a huge fan of Henry Cavill's take on Superman. Also, I really like BVS, and I think Zack Snyder's Justice League is a very good movie. So, hearing that the universe has been rebooted and we're seeing this new Superman, I'm a little bit apprehensive. And I told Amir and Nick the fact that the Superman teaser was coming out on our birthday, to me, felt a little charged, a little targeted. But I'm happy to say I think most of what I saw of the trailer was actually very good. The thing I'm actually most excited for is to actually see David Cornsweet take on Clark Kent, because I think that was probably something that was missing from the Snyderverse. I think to see him have probably a bit more of a relationship with Lois Lane is very important. It seems like there's good chemistry between them, at least in the trailer. It looks like they look like a good pair. But I was telling them I liked everything about everything I liked about this trailer revolved around Superman, and everything that wasn't Superman was what got me apprehensive or a little skeptical, because I really hate hypocrisy when it comes to like fandoms. So one of the biggest concerns that I told Amir, he didn't necessarily agree with this, but one of the biggest gripes people had with BVS was how it devoted, as they say, so much time to setting up the Justice League, which I would argue it was like maybe 7 to 10 minutes, if even. But in this trailer, they're having so many heroes. They're rushing so many things. We have a Green Lantern, a Hawk Girl, Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, possible Brainiac tease, Ultraman / Ulysses, Lex Luthor, Crypto. Like, there's just so many things that are happening in this movie that I'm truly curious how they're going to fit everything in. So that to me, and then to see everyone praising that, or at least seeing a certain subset of people praising seeing all these characters, to me is just so confusing because they hated it when it was done in BVS. But I mean, I have to wait and see. From what I saw, I enjoyed it. Last thing I'll say was I do think as great as the Superman theme is, I think over reliance on it becomes a bit distracting, and it makes me feel like the movie is so heavily reliant on the Richard Donner and Christopher Reeve's legacy that it's almost scared to try something new.
That was fair. I think those are a lot of really valid points you brought up. I actually loved the trailer where I think we saw for DC and Warner Bros. This is like I think most viewed trailer that they've had ever. And I'm like, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I feel like I played a role in that, because I watched this trailer like 10 or 15 times throughout that first day. I'm like, I love the trailer. I thought everything about it was really good, because I'm not really that big of a Superman fan. And I don't know what is different here, but for some reason, what I think is so smart about the trailer is the fact that you start on Superman knocked on his ass, and you kind of do feel like, I mean, we always say our favorite moments for like superheroes is like when they're in their battle damage, when they're losing their fights, and this felt like a great way to show that Superman is human, even though he's Kryptonian. So I loved it. The only thing that didn't really kind of work for me was like Crypto looked cool, but he had like this weird thing going on with his ear. Like, I don't know what that was.
Something about Mary.
What?
It's like a something about Mary type of ear.
Yeah, it was like, it looked fake. Like, I don't know if the whole dog is CG or if like they're propping up his ear with CG. Like, that was just so distracting to me, where like he looked so weird. Then Nick was like, oh, maybe that's just how the dog looks. And I was like, maybe. But everything else I loved. Rachel Brosnahan looks incredible as Lois Lane. I haven't even seen her in Marvelous Miss Maisel, but she brings the aura for Lois Lane that I think Amy Adams did not have at all as the character. She feels like she's like that go-getter, and she won't take shit from anyone. She will challenge Superman, which is fucking awesome, and I'm loving that. And
She didn't even talk in the trailer.
it was like, just her energy when you're walking, seeing her looks, her energy, the way she carries herself. I'm like, all right, this is someone that definitely doesn't take shit, and I thought it was great. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of characters. I'm hoping they're gonna be there just for like cameo or not cameos, like there to play a scene to kind of help build out the world. But I'm hoping they're not like overstaying their welcome, because that's when it becomes dangerous, where it does enter the BVS territory of setting up too much, biting off more than it can chew. But overall, I thought this is an incredible first impression that I think everyone that saw the trailer loved it. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. I think for me, my thoughts, again, I'm not that big of a Superman fanatic. He's a great character, but I was always more of like a Flash guy. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that yeah, it is a very promising first look at this universe that James Gunn is setting up, and it already has established heroes. So I think that's going to be a very interesting aspect of this universe, where what is it like when Superman has other heroes that can help him be his ideal version of himself, right? Um, and we didn't even mention Nicholas Holt, but I think he's a great actor. He's gonna kill it. Check out the menu. There's always like a running inside joke between us where, you know, cook,
It's great.
cook,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a great Lex Luthor. I have seen complaints just about the way that this is shot, and like the
yeah.
composition and the lighting, how it looks. But I think a lot of people are kind of, they're not used to seeing all these vibrant colors maybe in like this type of movie, because I think it looks decent, right? I think um it feels different than like a typical James Gunn movie, where
Yeah.
we'll get to it later. When James Gunn goes really James Gunn, it is not for me. But when he finds ways to restrain himself and puts characters first rather than his own style, I think that really works. But like Amir said, this is the most viewed trailer for Warner Brothers in general, I believe. So,
Yeah.
if you do, you guys have any speculation about the story or anything, or can I ask you guys this one question that I wrote down just before the video? Any last
I
minute
saw some
speculation?
theories online that I think it'd be kind of cool. Where I don't know if this is going to be real, but they're saying the villain that we're seeing in the trailer might be a repurposed Ultraman, and then Ultraman might become Bizarro by the end of this. That could be kind of cool. But story wise, I'm just really hoping it's a really emotional arc for Superman, because I'm not trying to make this too much of a tangent, but I just saw the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special for the first time. And I'm like, man, James Gunn is consistently some of the best things that Marvel has ever put out. Where like that is only like a 45-minute special, but the emotional core is so intact when Peter finds out that he has a sister, and I'm hoping that is just what we get to feel for Superman. I don't think we've had to really fans of Superman have not had a chance to feel that in I think way too long. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I haven't I don't know the possible story, but I mean I heard some thoughts. Cause I mean I think they showed Stag Industries, so I feel like it was Simon Stagg or like I don't even think it was like Maxwell Stagg or something. But the whole thing is they're saying this superheroes that we're seeing are like supposed to be corporate versions of them, and Superman is supposed to come in and show them how to be a real hero. And I guess he's also going to be dealing with like Lex Luthor, and then also I think there's like possible theories of like Brainiac and like that big alien star thing in space. Or I saw some people thought it was also tied to Lex Luthor, but I don't know what the story, huh?
But I heard people say that they might be Parasite or something. I don't think it's tied to Brainiac from what I've heard, but I don't know, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure what the story is, Alvin. So what was your question?
Will this movie make $1 billion at the box office?
No
Oh
way.
no, it's gonna make less than BVS
Uh,
I think
for sure.
did the Batman make $1 billion? The Batman?
no. I think
No.
it made around 600 to 700.
Okay,
made
I think
less
this
than
will be
that.
around that.
But keep in mind,
It's
it's a
around that.
3-hour Batman movie, and it made that much.
But it's Batman. But it's Batman, and I do think it made less. It's Batman, and I do think it made less than 600. I think it made probably closer to 4 or 5.
I think this movie has a very good chance to pass a billion, but I don't think that this
Billion?
movie will. I think it is going to be very close. I can see it landing around 775 to 850 just because it is a new actor, a new universe, right? I think it has two very big things going against it, but those are the two things that it has going for it. So these two things can go either way, right? Depending on word of mouth. If it's amazing, I can see it easily pushing a billion. Maybe not surpassing it, but pushing it. Um, I think the hunger for people wanting a just true Superman movie. We texted this in our group chat when Owen sent the video, right? When it dropped, it was so surreal to me just seeing a solo Superman trailer after 10 years. The fact that we haven't had that, a theatrical solo Superman movie trailer, like I was like, okay, this is it feels different, right? Because he's like the OG archetype hero, right? So I think a lot of people are hungering for that return to the original, right? It's not some ghoulish CGI monster from The Flash 3 times. For some reason, he was in the movie 3 times by Nicolas Cage, Christopher Reeve, and George Reeve. What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I just want to say one quick thing. I don't know if you might be overestimating, I think, the faith that people have in DC just as a brand right now.
I agree.
I think people that are superhero fans, particularly Marvel movie fans or comic book movie fans, I think they're excited. But I feel like for a good portion of casual moviegoers, to them, they're like, oh, DC is the ugly stepchild. You know, like even I think Penguin probably did very well numbers and viewership wise, but I think like even when a DC movie was really well received, like obviously Suicide Squad is not a perfect example, but that movie flopped and it got really high reviews. And obviously I know that was during COVID and it was in the HBO Max era, but I think it's going to be really hard for this to break a billion because I think it's such an underdog where this I think might be like a Sonic 1 where, oh, it's really good, people really like it, and then the second one might kick the doors down. Because did any Guardians of the Galaxy movie even break a billion? Has James Gunn? Yeah. So if James Gunn hasn't hit a billion with the Guardians, which became this mega franchise team, I don't know if his first swing with DC with a character that isn't Batman is going to take him across that finish line. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. So I looked up. I guess the Batman made 700 million in the box office. So that was actually more than I expected. But I would bet money on it that this does not cross a billion. Just not only because as Amir said, DC is, I think their reputation has been in the garbage for a bit, but also I mean he's not Superman is not Batman in the public eye. Superman will always be the Boy Scout. He'll always be boring. He will not be edgy like Batman. I think what can carry this to have good legs is just the word of mouth. And this movie, it can't be a B. It can't be a B plus. It has to be an A. It has to be A plus S. It needs to be huge because obviously, there'll always be like fanatics on those that want this movie to fail, and I think they're probably going to do a decent amount of pushing this movie there because they're going to have to pay to see the movie to hate on it. So I think if you can get just the general audience through good word of mouth, can get this movie to do well. But just what I saw people talking about how the movie looked, I don't know if vibrant was the word because sure the movie has more color and less black and gray. There are times where I'm looking at it, it does look somewhat dull, or like I think even Dan Merle said like, or maybe it was Angry Joe, like there are just shots that it looks like stock footage, like either with the protesters behind Superman, they throw the cannon, which is a really cool scene. I like seeing Superman kind of.
I love that. That was my favorite moment for sure.
It's a great shot. I mean, the idea behind it is great, but like I don't know if it showed like like that little dragon kaiju fighting Superman. Like, when you just look at the background, like it's a sunny day, but it looks kind of ugly. Like sure BVS was dark, but like there was I think style to it, like with the rain and just the way that it was shot. I think it does look better. But, I mean, it's only a trailer, so I do think it'll hopefully look better over time. But because I think James Gunn, when I was looking at the trailer for like Guardians 2, I'm like, oh man, this movie has a visual like there's visual sauce to it. It's very vibrant, very colorful, and it's eye grab. It's like it's eye popping. So I hope he doesn't lose that for Superman. I hope it still has some sauce to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it'll break a billion.
Mm.
Also, I thought his suit, seeing it in action, I think the suit is incredible. I know Omid doesn't agree with it. Alvin, what are your thoughts on the suit? I thought seeing it in action, I think the collar really works because I think James Gunn said he didn't want this to feel like a wet shirt, and I understand that kind of philosophy that he has for this character, that it is armored, that it feels like he kind of does need a little bit of protection because when it's just like the Christopher Reeve like unitard, it kind of feels cheap. This one at least makes it feel kind of more grounded, a little more real.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that the suit. I've always been a fan of the suit, but I think it's just kind of like it's overdone. But I would still get a figure of it. I think that's kind of how I base it. Like if I think something is cool or not, is if I would love to have it in a display somewhere. And I think having a David Cornsweet Superman figure next to a Robert Pattinson Batman, where that one is like truly grounded and it's very kind of particular. I think just seeing those two juxtapositions would be cool. But obviously, he's gonna get a new suit in future iterations. Hopefully, it becomes more streamlined because again, I'm still like it's a little bit baggy, it's a little bit wrinkly, but I think in this context it works because like we're saying, it's a suit, right? It's not part of him, it's not skin, right? It has the same aesthetic as like the Guardians costumes, where they never really go super skin tight. It's just kind of like clothes to them, right? So it does work for me. Yeah, I don't really have any too many complaints. Like I'm just looking forward to just seeing Superman on screen again. It's been a long time, and I'm very interested to. Oh, it will probably come back to this video when we review Superman, seeing if it makes a billion, seeing the word of mouth. But yeah, I mean, it's been about what 2 years since James Gunn dropped the slate, and 2 years since he's been like the president, co-president, co-CEO, sorry, of DC Studios at Warner Brothers, and I just kind of wanted to talk about 2024, like DC's output, because they had Joker. We're talking about theatrical and like shows. Joker Folie à Deux bombed. But again, that is not a DC Studios movie.
It was a social experiment, which I respect.
Yeah, it was art. Yeah,
it was a Warner Brothers movie that just so happened to be affiliated with DC. Penguin, I think, was the best DC. It's one of the best things that I've seen this year. It's gonna be on like a lot of people's lists of just like great content. I don't like using that word.
Better
content.
than the Batman.
Yes,
actually. It's better than the Batman.
I want to talk more about it, but I know Omid hasn't caught up on it. But I have so many thoughts that I would love to talk about. And then we capped the year off with Creature Commandos, which is the first official start to this new universe. I don't know. What are you guys?
I thought that was Blue Beetle.
Under the DC Studios banner. Under the DC Studios banner. Because that one has
that one Peacemaker also as well, right? Because that's it's canon.
It's canon.
It is canon.
But the way that James Gunn says it is, if it's under the DC Studios banner, it's the new, the DCU. So this is the one with the new Superman breaking out of the chains logo, right? So that's Superman, that documentary you were talking about, Amir. That was great. Under DC Studios, so I guess we can lump that in.
That was good.
But
that was good.
Right, I do want to check it out. It's on Max. But what are your guys' thoughts on the 2024 output and like how James Gunn and I guess Peter Safran, they're kind of running the studio?
I wonder. I don't know if Omid feels the same way. I feel like of the titles that he was announcing 2 years ago at the was it Fandom or wherever it was.
Before the fandom, I think it was like just his own Twitter video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that announcement video where they were going through the slate. I don't know if any or all of those are going to still see the light of day. Where it feels like from what we're seeing James Gunn talk about, where they don't approve anything until they get a finished script and it's locked and good to go. And with what we're hearing about Clayface getting his own movie in the DC Studios banner, I'm curious if they're going to be taking a step back from the MCUification of the DC universe and caring less about the shared universe and building up to these like phases, because this one was titled, I think, Gods and Monsters, and I don't know if we're still going to be getting the Authority because there hasn't really been any update on that. And I think if especially Superman works, I think they might be restructuring on making essential watches rather than giving you a fill of everything that like MC is trying to do. With you got to get shows, you got to get movies, you got to get animated shows, and all these things where they really diluted their brand. And I feel like just hearing James Gunn talk about where I think he said there isn't going to be like an end credit scene for Superman, or like it's not here to set up another movie. It's just this movie, and I think that is going to be his philosophy moving forward. Where because people are saying the Authority might just now be like animated, and he stepped back, like the video games having a crossover with actors, and I think just for 2025 and beyond, I think they're gonna make it focus more on individual characters that have a good story rather than it being a shared universe. Because I know Omid might talk about this in a little bit, but like the fact if Matt Reeves' universe is gonna share, and I don't think people want that, and I think James Gunn knows people want to kind of go back to the old days of superhero movies where it's just one person in this, or the main character in this world, and they're super, rather than you have to watch 20 movies to appreciate this one. But that's how I feel.
Yeah, so I do agree with Amir. I do think it's interesting. I mean, you like to hear that they say they're not going to greenlight anything until a script is good and ready to go, because I think MCU is very guilty of that with like showing certain end credit scenes that just go nowhere. It seems like they're not going to do shit with Hercules or even like the Eternals, or like Harry Styles and shit. So I'm happy that he said the end credit scene, I think, will just be will be for the fans of the movie rather than setting other things up, which is a good sign. But that's what I was gonna tell Amber talking about was I'm hearing reports that within the next few months they're gonna possibly announce that there's gonna be a merger between the Matt Reeves universe and the mainline DC universe, because this was reported from both Grace Randolph and John Campea that they were hearing this, that they're gonna merge them, because if they're doing Clayface, it's gonna start getting confusing. Like, all right, where the fuck does this movie take place? If you're gonna have a Batman, now you're having two Batmans at the same time, and both young Batman. So I think for the audience, like even like I don't know, for me when I hear Batman Brave and the Bold, I wasn't very excited for that. Hearing like, I mean, I know some people want to see Robin, which I think Robin's very important. I just didn't seem interested in seeing Batman play like a father figure to Robin, but that's what
Damian, you want to see Dick, you just don't want to see Damian, or you just don't want to see Robin in general?
I don't think I want to see Damian Wayne, like him being a father, but like I think I'm cool to see Dick Grayson or like a Jason Todd at some point, because I mean, I think it would be cool to see Robin. But yeah, that was the report I was seeing is very interesting, because if they're gonna try to avoid being MCU by like trying to confuse people, I think it would be. I don't know, because I don't see Robert Pattinson working with a Justice League ever. That to me just doesn't make sense.
He should never go to space. It wouldn't feel right in that universe for there to have him go to space and stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I'm curious to see, because I mean, when you really think about it, Superman comes out in like 6 months, so like they're gonna start showing more and more stuff off as we come and get people excited for it. I mean, I'm curious to wait and see. I do really look forward to seeing the Lanterns. I was telling Amir, I'm just very excited to see Jon Stewart and just some Green Lantern property on TV or the big screen, because I'm reading through the Sinestro Corps War, and it's just there's so much to pull from the Green Lanterns, and I'm excited to see what they do. So I just have to wait instant anticipation until it happened. But I mean, I'm gonna be excited to see what James Gunn can do, and from there, we'll judge if it was worthy to take over the last
The
universe or not.
Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think the next projects that he said are like actually going into production in a few months is Supergirl and then Lanterns. And I think that's a very good mindset to have where it's like nothing is going to go through until the script is finished, which is how it used to be, which is how it
Yeah.
should have been.
Should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
Right? It's kind of crazy now when you look back on it on how movies are made now, where it's like you're kind of just announcing a title and a date, and then you're kind of just improvising it as you
Thank
go,
Grand
God.
until you get there.
Yeah.
right? It's like you're just building the tracks and you're on the train. So I do kind of appreciate that James Gunn is at least aware of what makes a product good and what makes like movies and shows and stuff. Like you need to give them time to grow from an idea to actually like realizing them. So
Mhm.
again, because we read Supergirl, I am looking forward to that take on it.
Didn't they cast Ruthie? I thought they had the casting, didn't they?
They did, and
They
they
took a
cast
child actually.
they cast the villain too.
Oh, did they?
They did, yeah.
Who was it? Do you remember?
Some Swedish dude, probably. I don't know.
I'm excited to see how they do that story. I think they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna adapt it. I mean, they're not gonna do one for one. I don't think they're one for oneing it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that you guys are right. Where that slate that he announced like 2 years ago now, I don't think we're gonna see 100%.
Wait, is there a director for Supergirl or not yet? Have they announced a director?
They did. I don't know who it is, but I think he's kind of like
It's not
Okay,
James
that
Gunn,
can
right?
look it up.
no,
Or is
No.
it James Gunn?
no.
Man, that'd been cool. It should have been James Gunn. That'd been great.
You think
I
so?
want different taste though.
Yeah, I would want like a different director. Cause I don't think
I wouldn't want it to feel like a James Gunn movie, but I would want it to have the steady hand of James Gunn. If he's shepherding Superman,
Mhm.
I would also want him to shepherd Supergirl.
They have a director's name is Craig Gillespie.
Oh, Gillespie? He did
Yeah.
like that
Banshees or
Emma
what?
Stone Cruella. He did Cruella. He did
He did Dumb
damn.
Money.
I,
Oh, he did
Tonya.
I, Tonya. Oh, no, he produced I, Tonya.
I think he directed it too.
Let me see directors. No,
Really?
he directed Cruella to 42 point. That's pre. Oh, sorry. Oh no, yeah. All he directed was Your Friend. No, what the fuck? He hasn't directed anything. Oh, previous. Never mind. Dumb Money. Pam and Tommy. Cruella. Oh, he did do I, Tonya. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, I like I, Tonya, so I am now interested.
Yeah. I think it'll be I have faith in I guess going back to how he's running it with Peter Safran. Yeah, I think it'll be he's doing
But
it.
it is early though. We haven't
Yeah.
really seen him do shit, so it is early.
He's doing Superman. And it
Do you think
seems
Fantastic Four is
We
going to be
haven't
better
seen-
than this?
We haven't seen the movie, and there is a high chance. I think Fantastic Four will for sure make more money than this, guaranteed.
I think for sure that will have to make more. I think Fantastic Four has a very good chance to break $1 billion.
yeah.
And I think it has the visual sauce from what we've seen.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really scared for James Gunn, because I mean, people said it. James Gunn's villain is actually not Zack Snyder as people think it is. It's actually Kevin Feige. He's his biggest enemy right now.
Actually, I think the biggest villain of his is the woke mob that canceled him 6 years ago.
Yeah, you were a big fan of his Twitter jokes. I remember that. Are you
It's,
also on 4chan or something? I can't
it's
remember.
actually X now. It's X.
Oh.
Hashtag-
You never
Hashtag-
critique Elon Musk about Alvan, Omid. That was your
Whoa.
first mistake,
Whoa,
dude.
whoa, whoa! It's not Elon. It's President Musk. It's President Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're all being very positive. I think we have to remember at the end of the day, James Gunn really hasn't done much, so we just have to wait. And
He did
see.
Guardians of the Galaxy. What are you talking about?
I'm saying for DCU Studios of what we're saying. Oh, he's doing
yeah,
a
but
good job running it.
this
We're saying he's doing a
trailer,
good job running the studio.
this trailer looks incredible. This trailer was incredible. You know it was.
It wasn't no Guardians 2 trailer. The Guardians 2 trailer was a masterclass in trailer.
This is a teaser trailer. I don't know if you guys noticed this. there's like almost no dialogue in this trailer except for like Superman and Take Me Home.
I
That's
don't,
fucking great.
I don't know if you noticed this,
Well, I think
but the
Take
title
Me
doesn't
Home.
even drop in this trailer. He expects.
Actually,
this was
hated
dumb
that
as
though.
fuck. That was
I hated
so
that.
stupid.
I love that.
Give me a title card.
That was
Give me
so
a title
No.
pretentious.
card.
I
It was
love
so
that.
pretentious.
I
Show us
love
what
that.
the movie's called.
Superman is an
Thing is
icon.
that
He
they don't
doesn't
have
need
a
to have a
finished
label.
logo.
He's an icon. You know who you are when you're watching that trailer.
And also, I want to ask you guys.
I don't think
this.
they have a finished title.
I have a
that's why
question
They're
for you
still
guys.
working on the logo.
They don't have it finished. The font isn't done yet. I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think it's over reliance on Christopher Reeve and on the theme? Because I think it is. I think
On the theme, yes. Christopher Reeve, no.
Theme, yes. Christopher Reeve, no.
Okay,
Yes,
so you're
see,
gonna
Alvan
copy it.
agrees.
So Amir is like Amir's the Christopher Reeve to Alvin. He has an over reliance on Amir, but no.
No, I think we
Whoa.
both. I think we both just
Whoa.
have taste.
Whoa.
We both
No,
just have taste.
No, but I mean, this is actually being realistic. I actually do hope there's an actual Superman theme, and I hope it's not just the reuse of John Williams. You guys think he's gonna have his own theme?
I don't think so.
I-
I think I saw people comparing this to 007, and they're like, "Oh, this theme is now synonymous with the character," which I see both sides. Me personally, I would have wanted him to have his own theme, and then you can have the motif of the original one in like a scene or two.
I agree.
Mhm.
But I really would have wanted him to have his own, just to really make it feel different and stand
Unique.
out. But I think that is one of the few times that this tries to feel like it's pulling on nostalgia to get like an easy win, which I'm fine with. If
Mhm.
that is where they decide to pull it from, is the music, I think it could have been worse.
I don't know if you guys saw that motion poster where James Gunn kind of dropped with a hint
Yeah, I
of the
love that
score.
poster. That was a really good
He's
poster.
flying.
Yeah, where he's flying. He also dropped like a 30-second snippet of the theme. And
Again, that had John Williams themes in it, right?
it had a bit of both. It had a bit of Zimmer and Williams. You know what this reminds me of? And I kind of hate that it does remind me of it, but it
What
reminds me of Justice League when they dropped the John Williams theme in the final battle or something. I was like, why? You already have an established theme for this version of Superman. Use that theme. Why are
Use
you
it.
using John Williams?
It's like you're breaking the fourth wall almost by like knowing like, oh, the fans want to hear that version
Yeah.
of it.
Bro, it was egregious because in the same movie it had the Batman 89 theme and then the John Williams
Did it?
Superman theme. Yeah.
In Justice
In
League, it has
Justice League?
both.
Yeah. I remember watching it in the theaters with you guys and I was like, this is crazy.
I think
When
you're
did
thinking of the
Batman-
Flash.
No, it was in
Dude,
Justice.
I know for sure John Williams' theme is in Justice League. I know that for a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know for a fact too, but I don't know about Batman. I think Batman, you're thinking of the Flash.
No, because Danny Elfman scored Justice League.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're all pulling in nostalgia.
Yeah. It pisses
Which
me
I mean,
off.
because for Alvin, that's what's confusing to me. You hate Deadpool and Wolverine, but you're loving the Superman trailer that uses nostalgia.
Well, the
That's a good point.
aspects of it. I don't like the
What?
music. We literally said I don't like the music. And that's the biggest
Oh.
nostalgia.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see if they're gonna merge the universes. I don't know if that's the right move. I don't know what the general
I
audience
don't think
wants.
they can do it.
Let me know when are we getting Batman 2? 2032?
2026.
That confirmed? I don't think they haven't even shot anything yet.
I think they're shooting next year, and I think it's supposed to come out 2026, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's a busy
Yeah, I think
year.
it's coming out 2026.
It's a busy year for Robert Pattinson, Christopher Nolan, and then Batman.
He's in the new Nolan
Yeah.
picture again.
Yeah.
He's running it back.
He's running it back. He's running it back.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 One last thing before we go. Creature Commandos. 2 thumbs down, boys.
Is that
So
working for you?
I was telling him, I was really curious, because I think, as I mentioned, I hate hypocrisy, and what I've realized was a lot of people are saying they didn't like how the last universe was so dark and grim and gritty, but with you're seeing with James James Gunn's takes in the DC universe have been that. He made an R-rated Suicide Squad that has a lot of blood, a lot of cursing, a lot of fuckery. Peacemaker, from what I've heard, is also that. And same with Creature Commandos. I'm seeing like he's talking about like, which I thought was really weird on Twitter. He's like, "Oh, I promised you guys I'm gonna show you guys the voice recording of the two characters having sex and upload it." And I saw this. I'm like, "What the fuck? This is your
It's
guys'
very
channel?"
juvenile. This is very elementary.
And it's what people think Zack Snyder would do because he's like, "Oh yeah, Creature Commandos has sex. Now let's hear them do the sex noises in the booth." And I'm like, "What? What is this? This is the guy that you want to make Superman?"
But the trailer was good.
That was
People
fun.
said Zack Snyder's version of the trailer would have had Crypto with like an AK-47.
The gun.
And
But also,
it was a bipedal dog.
but also, I think Zack Snyder's take on Superman also would have, I think, better color grading and more cinematic.
This looked like Snyder to me, actually. That's what I loved, where it felt like it was almost a beach treaty.
It did not look anything like BVS or
look
Snyder
at
Cut.
the Man of Steel. I'm talking Man of Steel. This looks like Man of Steel, color-wise.
It looks slightly gray, but I think Man of Steel definitely Man of Steel has more
Looks like Man of
gravitas to it, in
Steel.
my opinion. I don't think
There's
so.
gravitas to it?
Yes, because don't forget, you love that Snyder, that Man of Steel teaser trailer. You love.
I love that teaser. I love that teaser.
And you are. This can be. Superman can be the next Man of Steel for you, where you like the teaser but hate the movie.
I need to watch Man of Steel again. That needs to be a tower defense. I've not seen the movie in 5+ years at least.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll think it is. It's a great movie. It's a fantastic film.
Yeah, but there's no Rachel Brosnan, so it's already.
I don't know why you keep. I don't know why you
2
keep
thumbs
saying that.
down.
I don't know why you keep saying that. But Alvin, let us know what didn't work about Creature Commandos.
It's just juvenile. Yeah, it's just kind of like James Gunn to the max. But I did think that
The HBO movies.
no, no one say anything. I'm letting that sit. I'm letting that silence
What did he
sit.
say?
Huh?
What did he say?
Alvin, you want to say it? Or do you want me to say it?
Repeat your joke.
So, do you want to give him the line? Give me the line, and I'll say it for him.
We'll run it back. It's just James Gunn to the max.
The HBO minutes.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, Alvin, what were you saying?
I think we're just gonna end the video there. That was good. That's it.
Have a great one, guys. See you next time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to wait and see. I hope within the next month or two we get another look at Superman.
Super Bowl.
We didn't say this, but I think, as I mentioned again, third time around, I hate hypocrisy, and I think Nicholas Hoult is giving Jesse Eisenberg vibes.
I didn't like how he looked. I'll say that's actually another one of my things where I love Nicholas Hoult as an actor, and
that was him.
Maybe he just looks better with hair. I'm like this. He looks like cosplay a little bit. I don't know if it's just he's a young Lex Luthor that's bald. Always kind of feels weird. I can see Omid, where Omid's coming from. Where I thought that was the only thing that kind of threw me off. He looked kind of cosplay-y.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He didn't look as good as the guy from Michael Rosenbaum. But for some reason, Michael Rosenbaum pulled off the shaved head look better. I don't know why he did, but for some reason, it just looks more natural.
Mm-hmm.
But I think outside he gives off like pretentious rich kid vibes, and people are still happy to see that. But again, they hated it when Jesse Eisenberg did it. So I hate hypocrisy when it comes to DC.
Well, they hated Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of it. He felt like Riddler.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hate hypocrisy when it comes to fandoms.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. I think that was a really good discussion. Do you guys have anything else?
I think
the future for DC is very bright. I'll say that. I think this is really their upswing. Can be their upswing. They need this. It needs to work.
It needs to work. It can be, and their future can be bright. I don't think we can say it will be bright because we don't know. We haven't seen anything from DC Studios. But yes, I'm actually excited.
We did. It was called Superman.
And we saw Creature Commandos ran another 1-for-1.
Alvin, Creature Commandos is not good, right? It's a bad show, Creature Commandos.
It's just not working for me, but I think I'm gonna give it.
And you're a big Gunner, so I think if it doesn't work for you, I doubt it's gonna work for anybody else.
I said that about Peacemaker, and I ended up loving Peacemaker. So
Omid hasn't seen it yet, so we can't even talk about it.
I don't think he's gonna even watch Peacemaker, to be honest.
I think he should. I think he should watch it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a watch. Is his wife in it?
You know his wife
And
is
what
in
does
it.
brother? Is his
What
brother
does that
in
do
this
with
too?
anything?
Is his brother in this too?
Dude, his
No.
brother's the main
But-
character.
What about his best friends? Which of his cronies are in this? Because I know Nathan.
The
Billings
brother's
comes
not
in-
a peacemaker.
You know what? I don't
Sean
know.
Gunn's not a peacemaker.
Amir just unactually you, and you're on the same team.
That's crazy
Classic
that
Amir
Amir.
Alvan.
That's crazy that Amir
It-
unactualed me.
I didn't actually Alvin. I was like, oh, I'm trying to make you so
Classic
Omid
Amir
gonna
Alvan
watch it.
runaround.
No, this is not.
No,
You're not trying
I
to
just-
pin. You're not gonna be the Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor of this video, pinning me and Amir against each other. Both of us are against you.
Yes.
Hey, pound it.
Boom.
Oh, that's.
You guys are so stupid.
Uh.
You guys have done it the other hands.
Shut up, Omid.
Yeah, Omid, dude, you're fucking.
Alvin should have
genius.
went like this. Amir should have went like this. But you guys' brains are too small to figure that out.
Oh my god.
Alvin's
Yes.
on the left of me.
This
Alvin's
has
on
been
this
our
side.
well on the computer screen. Well, yes, this has been our thoughts on the Superman trailer, on the possible next stages for DCU, DC Studios, and the possible rumors we're hearing of the merger of Matt Reeves and Gunn's universe. I think we all kind of are expressing concern if that's going to be happening. We don't know if it's good or bad. At least I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know how I should feel about that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's been good to have the crew back discussing comic book stuff. We're gonna try to make more videos. We'll we'll just try to make some more stuff as the start of the new year.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you guys want to say?
I agree. I think we're gonna have a summit, see what we like about the channel, what we want to keep pursuing in the channel, and just have more stuff ready for you guys. You know.
Yeah, this was good. The three of us, end of the year. Stay tuned for more videos. As usual, subscribe, comment, smash that like button. You know.
Smash that like button.
See, there's a reason why we didn't make. No, I'm joking. We're okay, but yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Maker.
Have a good one, guys.
Maker.
Oh, we
There
did the
you
same
go.
joke. We did the same thing, bro. Oh my
Yes,
god. That was good.